What's up, guys? It's your pal Smango from FullTechPodcast.com coming with you another great podcast episode. I know it's been a little bit, but I'm going to start trying to do this twice a week or twice a month, not a week. Remember the most I ever done this was when Quake Fans Radio was popping, but since then a lot of things have changed. Today we're going to talk about the best Windows operating system over the years. What I think we're going to do a tier maker. If you go to tiermaker.com, that's what I'm going to use. I've always liked doing tiers, and I figure why not with tier maker and Windows operating system that I've used over the years. What I think the best is, and this is kind of going to just be off the whim. I don't really know which one I think is the best is. I have it in my head sort of, and we'll get there eventually. But if you want to follow along, on YouTube, I'm actually recording this. If you want to see what I pick, but we'll talk about it as we go on. And after this segment is a segment about our first segment's going to be about what's happening with FullTech, at least what's going on in the YouTube world. Anyway, see, I have that brought up too, and we'll talk about that first. Then we'll go to the best Windows operating system tier list, and that'll be it for what is episode 46, I think. Episode 46 of the FullTech Podcast. So, again, FullTechPodcast.com. Check that website out. All kinds of awesome, nerdy stuff on there that I produce. You also have all these YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter if you want to get a hold of me, at the Smango always. But let's get into the tier list here, guys. Let's go. Scene view. Here we go. All right. Before we begin the tier maker, what am I doing with FullTech? Let's see. Bring this up. So the thought process is, and I've been watching a lot of videos on how to really get YouTube going, and people do like consistency and stuff staying the same. So with FullTech transitioning from Quake Fans over to FullTech Podcast, it's probably caused some confusion. Not really sure. I'm just kind of guessing, but but it's the main channel. I want it to be the main channel, and I'm going to try to start an LLC with it. For the articles, the YouTube videos, and selling stuff online. So, FullTech is going to be the main thing. That's going to be where the how-to videos, the podcasts, Windows, and maybe some PC gaming related stuff. Videos are going to be, that's on YouTube. A FullTech Podcast is going to have all this stuff. But the other stuff I like to do, like playing video games, that's actually going to be the Smango Plays. That's going to be a new YouTube channel. It's already started. Another YouTube channel, the Smango Retro. It's going to be all retro games. And I'm also starting maybe another channel of Magic the Gathering called the Smango MTG, because I started collecting Magic cards again, and I think that might be fun. But the main three channels is you got FullTech, you got the website or the YouTube that this will be on is going to be the FullTech. Then you got the Smango Plays. That's going to be random live streams uploaded, maybe clips or something. I don't know. And you got the Retro channel. Those are the three main ones. I've thought about making the Smango Boomer shooters for Quake and Doom and stuff, related mods, Half-Life, because I just found that stuff interesting. But that might just go on FullTech. I don't know. What do you guys think? Please leave a comment somewhere what you think I should do there. If you think I should just start a whole channel dedicated to that, and you guys watch it. But FullTech, I think in the long run, where I'm going to do how-to videos on, computers, Linux, Windows, how-to setups, games, whatever. It's just that stuff just grows so much better than playing a random game on, playing a random Quake or Rat Mod event. In the long run, that's just going to be better. At MTG, that's just fun. I'm just going to dabble in it. But the retro one I do want to kind of take semi-seriously because I love retro games. I have so much stuff to show everybody. If you guys have paid attention at all in Discord, if you guys join Discord, you get links to everything I do. I try not to just completely spam it, but it does happen occasionally. Anyway, all right, this should be interesting. We got the business side out of the way, so time for the next segment here. The Windows tier. Of course, it's going to start with Windows 7 here. I'm not even going to start. I have tested all these out, even 1, 2, and 3. I just don't really remember them now. So I'm just going to put these that don't know real quick. That's the beginning of Windows. They're all right. That's not whatever I remember anyway. Then you had 3.1. So we'll start from 3.1. I'm going to tell you a story about 3.1. My mother worked at a bank all the time, and even in grade school, you could get the Windows, but you had to actually know the code from MS-DOS. It was just Win, W-I-N, or you could type win.exe or something. But my experience with the Windows 3.1 was really at the bank. My mom worked, and somebody had a computer in another room, and I would sit there in hours, and they had games on it. It was just awesome. So I'm going to put 3.1 as an A tier. I have set it up since I've been an adult and in the IT field, and it's meh. But for nostalgia alone, it's been awesome. So we'll start there. Well, maybe it's a B. I don't know. A or B. It's not great. It's not really great compared to the rest, I think. So we'll put 3.1 down here, 3.0, because it's almost like 3.1. This is where really Windows really took off, if you ask me. So the next one is Windows 95. Now, Windows 95 was awesome, but it also had a lot of issues. from what I recall, and even setting up Windows 95 again, it would constantly break. But, this is really when the internet boom started. This is what got everybody in the internet. It was awesome. So it's definitely an A tier, I think. Great operating system. It was fast, sleek. It was awesome. Windows 98. Yeah, Windows 98 took everything that was wrong with Windows 95 and just made it better. That's exactly what it did. It was just a step up, and why would you have Windows 95 when 98 supports everything 95 does? It made 95 obsolete. There's no reason to have 95 because 98 was so good and everything was supported on it, especially Windows 98 SE. On to the next. Windows Millennium. Windows Millennium is actually trash. It wasn't so bad after all the patches and stuff happened, but when it come out, it just nothing worked. It was slower than 98. It was really whenever Microsoft went down a little bit. It came down a lot. It was just, I don't know. It didn't feel right. It didn't run right. Everything was just kind of, it's slower. I don't know what they did to it, but memory, there's no reason to put Windows Millennium on anything now, even as a retro computer or anything. It's just, why would you? Just to see it again, I guess. But it's not a good operating system, man. When everybody tells you it's not a good operating system, it's the truth. It was bad. There was no reason to have 98. Then XP come along and just destroyed everything. Windows XP is one of the greatest operating systems ever made. And that goes for the server side too. That Server 2003. Both amazing. Really, whenever Microsoft really picked it up again. Those two are my two top S tier Windows operating systems. They're just, Windows XP was fantastic. It ran everything. It done everything that Windows 98 done. It really did make it obsolete too. It's and still today, stuff was. It's like Windows XP was so popular that stuff today, when it's made for it, is still used today. That's what I mean. Stuff that was made for Windows XP is still used today because it was so well done. And that's just when everybody went technology crazy or something. I don't know. Banks, everything uses Windows XP still. There's people showing airports of blue screening and Windows XP. It's just the way it is. Windows XP was here on the technology. Everybody got Windows XP. I think it still has a huge market share, if I'm not mistaken. We might talk about that in a later episode. I was trying to stay on topic of this tier because we can get off track really, really bad here. Because this is whenever I really got in IT was Windows XP anyway, so I have a better grasp of it more than all of them. So Windows XP, I mean, Steam came out on it. Just every great game come out on was on XP at this point in time. But little did we know that Microsoft was going to screw up again. Vista is not terrible. It's not good either. Vista introduced the user access control and had different file permissions for stuff whenever you was admin. I don't know, it was really strange. Like, if you was admin, you couldn't even, like, copy a file to a folder somewhere. Especially Windows folders. It's just, like, it broke everything. All the drivers didn't work for Vista. Like, if you had a certain driver on Windows XP, like, and your computer could handle a Vista, it's just like, you got lucky if your stuff worked. Let's just put it that way. But the user UAC really broke a lot of things. And UAC is really not that bad, considering, like, Linux always asked you to put in a sudo password. But all you had to do was click, and it was an extra layer of protection is really what it was. It wasn't that bad. It just never did work right in Vista. Like, it just didn't work. Now you get on to Windows 7 Plus, they all have UAC too, but it works. Vista didn't work for whatever reason. I guess they finally figured it out. But Vista was very bad. The good parts of Vista was it had DirectX 9, and Halo 2 was on it. Halo 2 made me install Vista. It really did. Like, I was like, oh my god, I got to play Halo 2 on computer with Vista. But the operating system was just terrible. So, like, you just had to wait for an XP fix, and they finally fixed it. Then by that time, everybody's just like, I'm not playing this on PC. It sucks compared to Xbox. And it was like, time to downgrade to XP or Server 2003. A lot of people started running Server 2003 for the better like lesser RAM. Like Windows, there was a reason you run Server 2003. I think it's because it supported maybe a little bit more RAM and supported a little bit more RAM. Plus, it was like less overhead. Like, it just ran smoother than XP, because XP come with that weird visual stuff that nobody really cared about. And if you use the classic like view like 2003 come equipped with, it just ran great. They also had the 64-bit stuff there, which would allow you to run more RAM and stuff, and that was great. It didn't really work very well. Now, on to Windows 7. I think Windows 7 was another knockout. It really was. It was one of the top tier Microsoft Windows operating systems. It could probably be a S tier, but I'm only putting 2 on each if I can. Well, no, I'm not going to be able to. Don't look like. Windows XP or 7, fantastic operating system. They finally figured out UAC. The only problem with 7 is people still wasn't upgrading. They would not upgrade from XP to 7. Just 7 was a bigger beast. It took a little bit more. It needed more modern equipment to run well, and it just couldn't beat the beast. I don't think anybody's ever going to beat Windows XP. Like, it's just the way it is. XP is just on a whole different level, and it just come out at the right time, and it was just almost perfect. But Windows 7 come out, it fixed the UAC problems. It fixed all this stuff that people had problems with. It fixed the drivers. It fixed updates, sort of. Windows XP and Windows 7 updates are pretty bad in Vista. 7 did get really bad the longer it went on. Like, it's just not fun to update. It takes forever to upgrade, like, from a Service Pack 1 disk. It takes forever to upgrade all the way to the new whatever. And then Microsoft finally quit supporting it. Now it's just, it would take forever. If you were setting up a new machine and you wanted all the updates, it took forever. Now, Windows XP and 7, they started slipstreaming stuff. Tried to. I never could get it to work exactly right. That come with all the updates. It never did work right. Like, and this is where they started getting a little better at updates, and that was Windows 8. Windows 8 updates was a lot better. It's just too bad Windows 8 is trash. It is the worst operating system. I hate Windows 8. It is the worst. It created the worst. Server 2 2012 R2 is bad. They got rid of the start button. They made it tablet mode. They brought all this Metro flat image. It's the worst operating system I've ever used in my life. I never did want to switch to it. One job I worked at, they started wanting me to push Windows 8. I'm like, I even told my boss, I was like, nobody's going to want this. It is trash. It really is. It's garbage. He's like, oh, we got to push out the new stuff. I was like, it's trash, though. Like, I'm literally having to go around and install a start menu for people so they know what to do. Like, that's how bad it was. It's the worst. Windows 8 was by far my least favorite operating system of all time. I hate that operating system. It is not fun to use. It has these stupid, if you scroll left, right, and throw it away, and it was the worst operating system I've ever used. Even in tablet form, it's bad. It doesn't make any sense. Windows 7 had a better tablet, was better on a tablet than Windows 8, and 8 was like designed for tablets, and it was terrible. It was designed for phones, tablets. Good idea in theory. Bad for desktops. This is the worst. I don't care what anybody says. Windows 8 is the worst. The worst. 8.1 came around, and it's still bad. It's not as bad as 8, but it's still bad. At least they put a start button, but it still took you to a stupid screen. These two are trash. I hate these operating systems. I hate them worse than me. I hate them worse than Vista. 8 and 8.1 is the worst operating systems I've ever used in my entire life. They're not good. Now, to today's modern operating systems, 10 and 11. Everybody's still kind of on 10, and for you guys that know, 11 is rolled out. I'm still on 10 on here, actually. Yeah, I am still on Windows 10. I do have Windows 11 at work. I have it on my work laptop. I have it on my gaming laptop. I just don't have it on my gaming desktop because I'm kind of waiting to probably build a brand new desktop just for Windows 11. Like, I want all new stuff. But I think 10's great. 10's great operating system. Made updates. It took what Windows 8. That's the only thing I can say about Windows 8 is they got updates right, and they started including drivers and all that stuff like that. It made it so much easier to install Windows. It's still trash. That's the trash. 10 took everything that was good with 8, got rid of all the Metro crap, put the start button back, but they started removing stuff and hiding stuff for power users such as myself. Like people that work in IT, it started making it harder. They had the Windows X button and they took it away. Like you could right click and go to control panel, easy peasy. It was so easy. I still don't know why they took it away. You can add it back, but it's like, I don't want to touch the registry. I don't want to touch this stuff. I just want you guys to say, this is what we support, and you give it to us. And it was so easy just to right click and go, oh, I can go to control panel. Oh, see, I can right click. Now I can't get there. Windows key X does the same thing. They changed it. They changed it on us. It was terrible. And that was one thing that I was learning on 8. It's like I could right click, or 8.1. You couldn't do it on 8 because 8's trash. 8.1's trash too, but you had start button, you get everything you needed from right clicking. Great idea, Microsoft. That was in the early builds of Windows 10, and it was fantastic. It still kept what I learned at 8 and went to 10. But there's like, we're just going to take it away. I don't know why. I have no idea why. It was stupid. But, I mean, now what I do now, I go Control R, control panel, to get to control panel faster because they've hit it with all this modern stuff. And they keep doing it in Windows 11. They keep trying to dumb it down. I don't think Windows 11's bad, but it was close to being bad. They kept dumbing everything down with Windows 11. They really did. They took 10 and they started, you could tell they started taking stuff away. And now they got, updates are great. Just like Windows 10, updates are fine. That's one thing I do love about these new operating updates. It handles almost everything, like drivers, everything. It gets handled. Like you ain't got to touch anything as long as you do Windows updates just about. And you got Windows Defender, which is great now. But Windows 11, they put everything center. They put the start menu center. They wanted it to be Chrome or Chrome OS for some reason now. I don't know. I don't know what their deal is. You can put all it back. It's annoying. But they still started hiding more stuff. They started hiding more tools. It's harder to get to like network stuff, and it's just best if you go Windows R, Control Panel, get to where you need. There's no faster way. They just made it harder and more difficult, and they changed the copy and paste. I'm starting to get used to it, but you can go to show more options, and you can get the old. It's just they started changing stupid stuff that didn't need to be changed. And that's why it's not up there. It's not up there with the S. Yeah. And it'll never be an A. It's in the 3.1 category for me. It really is. 10 was perfect there for a while. It really was. Then they started hiding stuff. And that was Microsoft's fault. The more updates it got, the worse they started hiding stuff, getting rid of, just made it harder to get to stuff. I love that they took control of updates. I really do. I love that Windows updates can find drivers now. It almost has like a repository like Linux does now. Like and it works. It works. Like you can plug up a computer from fresh USB, bloop, Windows 10, 11. You ain't got to download anything. Awesome. I love that. It makes it so much easier for me to do a fresh image of Windows. And hopefully everybody else. But it's not fun to manage anymore. It's gotten, they just added an extra step, really, and it's annoying. And I don't know why they've done that. I hate that the start button's in the middle. You can turn it left. They put all this other stuff that nobody cares about. I always turn it off every computer I touch. That's why Windows 11's a B. And like 10 comes actually more ready for what a user would be used to from the XP 98 era. It really is. It's just like they're not going to top Windows XP 7 and 98, really. It's just not going to happen because they keep changing stuff. They keep making it dumber. They think they're making it easier, and they're not. Because normal users are still confused regardless how easy you make it. All they done was make power users such as myself use an extra step to get somewhere, and it drives me insane. It just makes my job longer. And I don't know why they done that. I really don't. I don't have a clue why they done that. So anyway, if you guys listened, what do you think? We'll go down the list here for everybody that just listened on podcasts. We got S tier, XP, Windows 98, A tier, 7, Windows 95, Windows 10, B tier, 3.1, Windows 11, C tier, Vista, D tier, Windows Millennium, Windows 8.1, F, Windows 8, the worst operating system of all time. And what I don't remember is 1, 2, and 3. You know, that was a start. That was really the beginning of Windows. As mostly MS-DOS back then. Nobody used Windows hardly, I don't think. That's not when Windows got popular. It was Windows 1, 2, and 3. 3.1 is when it really took off. Anyways, what do you guys think about this podcast? Do you agree with my list? Let me know what you think. Send me a comment. Join Discord. Link somewhere on the website. Everything's on the website. FullTechPodcast.com. Follow me over on Twitter. Let me know what you guys think of this list. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. Leave a comment. We'll see you guys next time here on FullTech.